George R. R. Martin talked about writing World of Ice and Fire, including Winds of Winter, and the updates aren't great. First, you may be aware that at Worldcon, someone told George he wasn't going to be around much longer, and the audience booed the person. However, a continuation of that story is that we recently learned George later went online to see what people thought of that moment, and he was very dismayed in what he saw, saying,
"They say he lied to us. He's going to die soon. Look how old he is. I really didn't need that shit. Nobody needs that shit."
Which I'm sure someone in this comment section will also say he deserved it. It's just how the internet works. I'm just surprised someone had the guts to say it to his face. Really shows you how social media has broken down our sense of shame. We need to bring shame back. But moving on, George has talked more about writing. First, he listed off what he needs to get done, saying,
"I have to write more 𝑑𝐸𝐴𝐺. There's supposed to be another Fire and Blood book too. I do think if I can get just some of these other things off my back, I could finish the Winds of Winter pretty soon. It's been made clear to me that Winds is the priority, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for that. I'm so far behind on everything."
Which I find interesting that he's listing another 𝑑𝐸𝐴𝐺 and Fire and Blood before Winds. That shows his priorities right now, and they're definitely not finishing Winds. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that, but I'm also sorta surprised by that. Maybe having A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms out has made him more interested in 𝑑𝐸𝐴𝐺 stories, and we know he's been more interested in 𝑑𝐸𝐴𝐺 than Winds for a while now. Speaking of Winds though, he talked about his writing process again, and if you're sensitive to Winds news, maybe don't listen to this quote. I'm just warning you. George said, "I will open the last chapter I was working on and I'll say, oh fuck, this is not very good, and I'll go in and I'll rewrite it. Or I'll decide, this Tyrion chapter is not coming along. Let me write a Jon Snow chapter. If I'm not interrupted though, what happens, at least in the past, is sooner or later I do get into it. I wrote a Tyrion chapter I just loved. Then I looked at it and I said, I can't do this. It will change the whole book. I'll make this into a series of dreams. No, that doesn't work either." This update is similar to previous ones where he's talked about how he's had to delete entire chapters because he decides they're no good, something he seems to do a lot. I know. Weep with me. Scary enough though, if you're excited about Winds in spring, George thinks HBO had too happy of an ending for what he wants to do with the books. He's out for blood. He told Variety, "I was going to kill more people, not the ones they killed in the show. They made it more of a happy ending. I don't see a happy ending for Tyrion. His whole arc has been tragic from the first. I was gonna have Sansa die, but she's been so appealing in the show, maybe I'll let her live." Yeah, Tyrion's story ended way cheerfully, and I still hold to the theory that Tyrion will lose his tongue, if not his life, in the books. Killing Sansa, well, I hope he's at least smart enough not to have her be queen in the north, but I'm definitely looking forward to a more bitter end than what we got in the show. Next, and I think what some people have felt were George's feelings for a while, he was asked in a roundabout way if he was tired of Winds and writing Winds. Here's the blurb just so you can judge the question and his response for yourself. So George was talking about meeting with Dune author Herbert towards the end of his life, and he said this: "He didn't like Dune anymore. He didn't want to write any more Dune books, but he felt locked in by the success of Dune, so he kept writing them." To which the interviewer then asked George, "Do you relate to how Herbert felt?" And George responded with this: "I'm not necessarily tired of the world of Ice and Fire. I love the world and the world building, but yes, I do." So I feel that's him saying he wants to write in the world of Ice and Fire, he just doesn't want to write Winds. He did add though, if you're worried, that he would feel like a failure if he didn't finish Winds. So it's not like he feels any sort of joy in not finishing Winds. He actually feels a deep sense of failure in the thought that he might not finish it. Lastly, he reiterated that no one else will finish his books. When asked about a contingency plan if he died, he said, "If that happens, my work won't be finished." Something we've heard him say plenty of times, so no change there. So that's a George update. I think the best update we've had in a while because at least we got to hear more of his writing process and thoughts on Wind. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, come back for more Ice and Fire content.